Okay, so you sent over this article about AI transforming the world.
Right.
And it comes with some snippets from potential podcasts, too,
Yeah.
that bring up some really interesting questions about the future.
Mm-hmm.
It really seems like AI is impacting everything from finance to national security,
It really is.
and even our cities are getting smarter.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like we've got a lot to cover today.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack.
One of the things that really struck me in the article was just the sheer scale
Yeah.
of AI's potential impact.
Right.
It talked about AI boosting the global economy by trillions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mind-boggling number.
It is. It really highlights the intense competition in the field.
Right.
For instance, China's government has laid out these ambitious plans to be a global leader in AI by 2030.
Wow.
They're pouring resources into research and development,
Oh, really?
particularly in areas like facial recognition and natural language processing.
That's interesting because one of the podcast snippets
Right.
mentioned the potential use of AI in surveillance,
Uh-huh.
which raises some concerns about privacy and control.
Absolutely. The way AI is developed and deployed has significant implications for individual liberties
Right.
and societal values.
Yeah.
It's something we need to be actively thinking about, especially as AI becomes more integrated into our lives.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The article gave some really fascinating examples of how AI is already being used in various fields.
Yes.
It mentioned AI making split-second stock trades in finance.
Yes.
Analyzing massive amounts of data for national security purposes.
Mm-hmm.
And even assisting with medical diagnoses in healthcare.
It's really remarkable because AI is not just automating tasks,
Uh-huh.
but also augmenting human capabilities.
Oh, wow.
In healthcare, for example, AI isn't replacing doctors, but it is helping them make faster and more accurate diagnoses
Interesting.
by analyzing medical images and identifying patterns that might be missed by the human eye.
That makes me think of the example in the article about AI being used to detect cancerous lymph nodes,
Yes.
potentially leading to earlier and more effective treatment.
Right.
It seems like AI has the potential to revolutionize healthcare in a really positive way.
It certainly does. Another example mentioned was the use of AI to predict heart failures,
Oh, really?
which could potentially save lives by allowing for preventative measures to be taken.
Wow.
The ability to analyze vast amounts of data and identify patterns that humans might miss
Yeah.
is one of AI's most powerful capabilities.
That's incredible, but it's not just about the technical capabilities, is it?
No, it's not.
The article emphasized that AI development needs to be guided by ethical considerations,
Right.
ensuring that these systems are used responsibly
Absolutely.
and don't perpetuate existing biases.
That's a crucial point. The development and deployment of AI systems raise profound questions
Yeah.
about fairness, transparency, and accountability.
Mm-hmm.
We need to ensure that these systems are designed and used in a way that benefits society as a whole,
Of course.
not just a select few.
The article mentioned that AI could drastically change the job market.
Uh-huh.
It's not hard to imagine AI automating many jobs
Right.
that currently require human labor,
Yes.
which is exciting from an efficiency standpoint,
Yeah.
but also raises concerns about widespread unemployment.
It's true that AI will likely lead to job displacement in certain sectors.
Right.
But it's important to remember that it will also create new opportunities.
Oh, okay, interesting.
The key is to adapt and develop the skills needed to thrive in an AI-powered world.
Speaking of adaptation, one of the potential podcast snippets mentioned AI's role
Yes.
in adapting to and combating climate change,
Uh-huh.
which seems particularly relevant given the urgency of the environmental challenges we're facing.
Absolutely. AI can play a significant role in addressing climate change.
Okay.
For instance, it can be used to optimize energy consumption,
Wow.
develop more sustainable transportation systems, and monitor environmental changes with a level of detail that would be impossible for humans alone.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable.
So it can keep track of things that we just wouldn't be able to see ourselves?
Exactly. It can analyze vast amounts of data from sensors and satellites
Okay.
to provide insights into environmental trends that would otherwise be hidden.
It sounds like AI could be a powerful tool in the fight against climate change.
It has the potential to be, but it's important to remember that AI is a tool.
Right.
And like any tool, it can be used for good or for ill.
That's a good point. It all comes down to how we choose to use it.
Exactly.
We need to be sure we're using AI to create a more sustainable and equitable future for everyone.
I agree. That's the gore.
It's definitely a challenge, but it's also an incredible opportunity.
It is.
We have the chance to use this technology to make a real difference in the world.
And hopefully we can rise to the occasion.
I hope so too. It's going to be fascinating to see how AI continues to evolve and what impact it has on our lives in the years to come.
I think we're just scratching the surface of what's possible.
I agree. The potential is truly mind-boggling.
It is.
It's both exciting and a little bit daunting at the same time.
I think that's a fair assessment.
But I'm optimistic that we can harness the power of AI for good
Me too.
and create a better future for all.
I think that's a great goal to strive for.
It is, and I think it's one that's worth fighting for.
Absolutely.
I'm glad we had this conversation today.
Me too. It's been really insightful.
It's given me a lot to think about.
I'm sure it has.
And I'm sure our listeners will feel the same way.
I hope so.
Thanks for joining us today.
It was my pleasure.
It's been great talking to you.
Likewise.
And to all our listeners out there,
Yes.
we'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.
Sounds good. Yeah, it's really fascinating.
It is.
How AI can be applied to such diverse problems.
Yeah, and the article also touched on how AI is being used to personalize education, tailoring learning experiences to individual student needs.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like it could have a huge impact on how we educate future generations.
Yeah, personalized learning has the potential to transform education,
Wow.
making it more engaging and effective.
So how would that work?
Well, imagine a world where every student has access to a personalized learning path,
Okay.
guided by AI algorithms that adapt to their strengths and weaknesses.
It sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie.
It does a bit, doesn't it?
But speaking of things that sounds futuristic,
Right.
the article mentioned something called hyperwar,
Yeah.
which honestly sounds a little terrifying.
It is a concerning concept. Hyperwar basically refers to the potential for AI to accelerate the pace of warfare
Oh, wow.
to a point where human decision-making can't keep up.
So like things are happening so fast that humans can't even react.
Exactly. It's a real concern, and it highlights the importance of international cooperation
Mm-hmm.
and ethical frameworks for the development and use of AI in military applications.
It's a sobering thought.
It is.
It makes you realize that AI has the potential to be both incredibly beneficial
Right.
and potentially dangerous.
Absolutely.
It all depends on how it's used.
That's why the discussion around AI governance is so important.
Okay.
We need to think carefully about how to balance innovation with safety
Right.
and ensure that AI is developed and used in a way that aligns with human values.
One of the things that stood out to me was the mention of autonomous weapon systems.
Yes.
The idea of machines making life or death decisions on the battlefield is pretty unsettling.
It is. It raises profound ethical questions about accountability
Yeah.
and the role of human judgment in warfare.
Mm-hmm.
International discussions are already in my way
Oh, really?
to address these concerns, but it's a complex issue with no easy answers.
For sure. Speaking of complex issues,
Right.
let's shift gears and talk about smart cities.
Okay.
The article mentioned how cities like Seattle and Boston are using AI to manage traffic flow,
Uh-huh.
optimize emergency responses, and even improve sustainability.
Smart cities are a fascinating example of how AI can be used to improve urban living.
Oh, wow.
Imagine a city where traffic lights adapt in real time to optimize traffic flow,
Okay.
reducing congestion and emissions.
That would be amazing.
Or a city where emergency response systems can predict and respond to incidents more effectively,
Wow.
potentially saving lives.
It sounds amazing.
It does.
But it also makes you wonder about the potential for increased surveillance and data collection.
You're right. That's a crucial question.
Yeah.
Where's the line between using AI for public good
Right.
and infringing on individual privacy?
It's a tough one.
It is, and it underscores the need for transparency and public engagement
Okay.
in the development and implementation of smart city technology.
So people need to be involved in the process.
Absolutely. It's essential to have open discussions about the trade-offs involved
Mm-hmm.
and ensure that these technologies are used in a way that respects individual rights and freedoms.
It seems like every time we discussed a potential benefit of AI,
Uh-huh.
we also uncover a potential risk.
It's true.
It's this constant tension between progress and protection.
That's the nature of any powerful technology.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's up to us to guide its development and use in a way that benefits humanity as a whole.
The article mentioned that one of the biggest challenges we face
Right.
is ensuring that AI is developed and used ethically.
Absolutely.
So what steps can we take to address this?
Well, there's several key areas we need to focus on.
Okay.
Firstly, we need to develop clear ethical guidelines
Uh-huh.
for AI development and use addressing issues like bias, transparency, and accountability.
So kind of like a set of rules for how AI should and shouldn't be used?
Exactly.
That makes sense.
These guidelines should be developed through a collaborative process
Okay.
involving technologists, ethicists, policymakers, and the public.
So it's not something that can be decided in a vacuum.
No, it's not.
We need diverse perspectives to ensure that these guidelines are comprehensive
Right.
and reflect a broad range of values.
Absolutely. We also need to invest in education and training
Oh, okay.
to ensure that people understand AI and its implications.
So it's not just about teaching people how to build AI,
No.
but also how to think critically about its impact on society.
Precisely. We need a generation of citizens who are informed
Mm-hmm.
and engaged in the conversation about AI's role in our world.
The article also mentioned the need for greater collaboration
Yes.
between governments, industry, and academia
Uh-huh.
to ensure that AI is developed and used responsibly.
Collaboration is essential. We need to create a global ecosystem for AI governance
Okay?
that fosters innovation while safeguarding human values.
Wow.
This includes sharing best practices,
Mm-hmm.
developing international standards,
Okay.
and working together to address the challenges posed by AI.
It sounds like a daunting task,
It is.
but also an incredibly exciting one.
It is. We're at a pivotal moment in history
Yeah.
where we have the opportunity to shape the future of AI
Wow.
and ensure that it benefits all of humanity.
It's a challenge, but it's also an incredible opportunity.
I agree. The decisions we make today about AI will have a profound impact on the world of tomorrow.
That's a powerful thought.
It is.
It really is.
It's up to all of us to be informed, engaged, and proactive in shaping this future.
Yeah. It really feels like we're on the cusp of something huge with AI.
It does.
It's both exciting and a bit overwhelming to think about all the possibilities
Yeah.
and potential challenges.
It is a time of rapid change and uncertainty.
Yeah.
But I think that's also what makes it so fascinating. We're
Right.
literally shaping the future with this technology.
The article mentioned that one of the keys to navigating this new landscape
Right.
is to focus on developing AI that aligns with human values. But how do we actually do that?
Yeah.
Values can be so subjective and vary across cultures.
That's true. And it's why ongoing dialogue and collaboration are so crucial.
Okay.
You know, it's not about imposing a single set of values on everyone.
Right.
But rather creating frameworks that allow for diverse perspectives
Okay.
while ensuring certain fundamental principles are upheld.
So it's about finding common ground while respecting differences.
Exactly.
Okay.
For instance, transparency is a value that resonates across many cultures,
Right.
and ethical systems,
Right.
building AI systems that are transparent in their decision-making processes can help build trust
Okay.
and accountability.
That makes sense. If we can understand how an AI system is arriving at its conclusions,
Right.
it's easier to assess whether those conclusions are fair and unbiased.
Precisely, another key aspect is ensuring that AI is used to empower people,
Right.
not to control or manipulate them.
Okay.
This means thinking carefully about how AI is integrated into our social systems
Yeah.
and ensuring that it doesn't exacerbate existing inequalities.
The article touched on the concept of human-centered AI,
Yeah,
which seems to align with what you're saying.
it does.
It's about putting human well-being at the forefront of AI development.
It is, and that means considering not just the potential economic benefits of AI,
Okay.
but also its social and ethical implications.
Right.
How will AI impact our relationships, our
Mhm.
sense of purpose, our understanding of what it means to be human?
Those are big questions.
They are.
And it seems like we're just beginning to grapple with them.
We are, but I think that's part of what makes this such an exciting time to be alive.
Yeah.
We have the opportunity to shape the future of AI in a way that benefits all of humanity.
Wow.
It's a challenge, but it's also an incredible opportunity.
Well, you've certainly given us a lot to think about today.
I'm glad.
I feel like this deep dive has really expanded my understanding of AI and its implications for the future.
That's great to hear. And remember, this is just the beginning of the conversation.
Right.
As AI continues to evolve, it's essential to stay informed, engaged, and curious.
And perhaps a little bit cautious, too.
Yes, a healthy dose of caution is always wise when dealing with powerful technologies.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe that with careful consideration, collaboration, and a commitment to human values,
Right.
we can harness the power of AI to create a better future for everyone.
That's a great note to end on.
It is.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of AI.
My pleasure.
It's been fascinating and thought-provoking, to say the least.
It has been.
And to all our listeners out there, we hope you've enjoyed this exploration of AI and
Yes.
its potential impact on our world.
Absolutely.
Remember, the future is not predetermined. It's something we create together.
We do.
So stay curious, stay engaged, and let's build a future where technology serves humanity,
Yes.
not the other way around.